A big one is the coffee shop talk. You just don't need it.
This is not the traditional method. This is our method. Is like we interview buyers, right? We want to understand them. We've got an email list of 10,000 people, but we're not going to blast it out to that. We want to be precision oriented when we do this.
To sell a large operation, or a small one for that matter, confidentiality comes for various reasons. One of the big ones, especially for the large operations, is loss of employees. And let's say you got 10 or 12 or 20 employees because you got a massive farm and they hear it's for sale. Well, the first thing they start talking to each other about is, well, do I have a job next week? Right. And they start looking, and pretty soon you've got half staff and you're going into seeding. Well, you can't have that. And the farm will be an ongoing operation until the day it's sold, whether that's 1 month, 3 months, 3 years. So that is huge, is the potential loss of employees. Another one is the potential loss of leased land. So you've got landlords that find out your farm's for sale and they're going, oh, well, are you not farming my land next year? I guess I better look for somebody else. They don't want that. And a big one is the coffee shop talk. You just don't need it. You don't need everybody talking about you downtown. It's just not a stress you need to handle or deal with. So there's a lot of reasons, but those are certainly some of them. And
the buyers may want to stay confidential too.
Yes.
The buyer may want to be confidential too.
Yeah. I have no issues getting qualified buyers to sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. None whatsoever.
I bet not. I bet not.
So, but Tim, if you want to speak to how we qualify the buyers, pick that up.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this is not the traditional method. This is our method. Is like we interview buyers, right? We want to understand them. We spend time discovering, right? What are your growth goals, right? Where do you want to be in the province? What are your capabilities on your farm right now that at the next farm can kind of leverage? And so we have very in-depth kind of conversation, determine what their capability is, as well as their appetite, right? And so we understand who they are and what they're about and where they want to go. And then we match that with selling opportunities. So we've got an email list of 10,000 people, but we're not going to blast it out to that. We want to be precision oriented when we do this, right? Especially if the seller wants to keep it confidential, because if it doesn't work out, we want to minimize how many people know about this, but we also want to maximize our opportunity to get it right on the first crack.
So that's where the folks need to develop a relationship with you.
Yeah.
What I love about this is you're creating the structure. It's not about the structure it's about the structure, but it's about creating the conversations within the structure. That's what the structure is holding. A lot of people are concerned about timing, and I think that's in the same category as should I buy, should I not buy, should I overpay for that quarter sections that close to home, should I keep expanding? And right now, you might be second guessing your timing, given everything that's going on in the world.
Timing from a selling perspective, we'll flesh a lot of that out from that initial conversation of, what are their interests? What do they want to do? Do they want to farm for 1 more year, 3 more years? The market, when you decide to sell, the market is what it is. And if you decide at that point you want to wait for things to improve, well, fine, then wait. But maybe you can't. Maybe there's a health issue, or maybe it's a forced sale or whatever. We still want to ensure that you're paid property. So timing can be touchy depending on all the other factors that are at play. But certainly we address that with them. And incidentally, even though the majority of farmland traditionally sells in the winter months, say October through April, when's the best time to market your farm? It's not in the winter months. It's really hard for me to show how productive your land is. I can't really dig in it very good with a spade in the middle of January. If you know it's your last year, when your last year is of farming, this is your last crop, we should be starting a year before that. And on July 2nd, when everything's growing to beat the band and the spraying is mostly done and the fields are green and the weather's warm, that's when we take your farm to market.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Two things on that. I already forgot the first one, but the second thing is buying farmland. I know a fellow who I was in business with that wasn't looking at the dirt. He was driving around. He didn't care if it was in the winter. He was looking at the yards in the area and are there nice yards, and you can just kind of see the wealth area from area. And I hope I remember what I was going to mention there. But anyways, and I know Tim, you probably had something to share, but I wanted to get to this team coordination question because Harry Seaman's asking how many farm families actually get into the same room the way you suggest that we're talking about here. So I'm wondering how coordinated are you, and we can talk about those results too. But Tim, did you have a little bit to add about that?
Yeah.
What it was sharing.
Yeah. I mean, we've learned that how important it is. So we obviously encourage this with every transition that we're doing right now. But even when you take a look at, transitions, period, right? Whether it's within the family, a lot of people talk about it, they meet with their advisors, but to actually develop a plan and execute on it, like I think it's maybe 20% of people do it. It is hard, right? And so and I guess that's what we're good at. We realize the hard and how to solve it is just to get everybody in the room, keep them collaborating, keep everybody on the same page, and keep it moving forward.